Welcome to the Pursuit of Excellence, the official voice of the Douglas County School System. On Pursuit of Excellence, we are committed to bringing you news, information, and resources about Douglas County schools. I'm your host, Portia Lake, Douglas County School System's Director of Public Information. Today, we are sharing information about Lithia Springs High School's STEM Magnet program. And today, we're joined by Principal Travis Joshua and STEM Coordinator and Administrator Peyton Milner. Welcome both of you to the program. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Good to have some familiar faces back. It's always good to see you both. And why don't we open with Principal Joshua? Principal Joshua, why don't you first tell us what is the STEM Magnet program at Lithia Springs High School?
So first, Portia, let me start with just the overall mission of Lithia Springs High School, and you see how that will segue into learning more in our conversation this morning about the STEM Magnet program. It is our mission at Lithia Springs High School to ensure high levels of student learning for all students, high levels of learning for all students. We do that in three ways: by intentional relationships, immediate relevancy, and intense rigor. So let's focus on that relationship part. As it relates to our STEM Magnet program, it's essential and key for our teachers that are working in our STEM Magnet program to have those immediate and intense and intentional relationships with students. We know that STEM students are very inquisitive. We know that they are fully engaged in their learning, and we know that there is a need for them to have that intense rigor in their academic experience. So when I think about the Magnet program at Lithia Springs High School, I think about what our offerings are. Our Magnet program offers a wide variety of courses and pathways for students to take part in, from biomedical science to computer science to engineering. So there's something for all STEM students at Lithia Springs High School.
Okay, and I'm Peyton Milner, who is the STEM coordinator at Lithia Springs High School. Thank you again, Principal Joshua, for sharing that important information on the mission of the high school. Now, we've heard a lot of talk about STEM lately, so perhaps we should back up by first explaining what is STEM and what role does it play in education?
Sure. So STEM is an acronym. It stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And in some occasions, you'll hear it referred to as STEAM, where they add in the A for arts. So STEM is an initiative in education across the nation to help our students be more prepared for some of those highly technical jobs that are high-paying jobs after high school and after college. And the need was seen in Douglas County to provide this specialized track for our students. And so Lithia was targeted as the place to be for our students to get that specialized education, really focusing on science, hands-on learning, lab-based, student-centered, inquiry-driven, so science experiments and opportunities, the technology. So we have a plethora of technology resources for our students to experience in the engineering and computer science classrooms, and the regular general education classrooms, the science and the math. So it's just a opportunity to really dive deep into a technical education that's going to prepare our students for a global society when they graduate from high school.
And if I may add to that, that's that immediate relevancy piece, because again, we want to prepare our students upon graduation from Lithia Springs High School to immediately be able to go to college, technical college, or into the workforce. She talked about some of the STEM careers. In those STEM careers, individuals are not working in isolation. They're working as part of a team. So that's why the relationships are important, to be able to not only identify students, but train students to be able to work collaboratively with their peers, because those are the types of jobs that we would hope they would be able to enter into, different STEM career fields where they're working collaboratively with others, and they need to see how it connects now. So that's the relevancy piece.
And what are some of the concentrations or areas of focus? What can students explore? What can students explore over there at Lithia Springs?
Sure. So a student who may be interested in any kind of medical field would be a great fit for our biomedical science, because pathway. They're going to do forensic science. They're going to do epidemiology. So they're going to be exploring, diseases and what causes diseases and how to treat diseases. They're going to do human body systems, learning all about anatomy and physiology. They're going to do healthcare science. They're going to do either sports medicine or emergency medical technician or responder. And then you have computer science. So our students who want to go into a computer science field, there's the traditional hardcore computer science, which is, they can get college credit in computer science courses, but then also they're going to get a focus on cybersecurity, which is one of the fastest growing industries, not only locally, but nationally. Cybersecurity, learning how to protect our technology, protect our resources. And then there's engineering. The students are going to get a broad overview of engineering from civil engineering to mechanical engineering. They're going to get experience in all of the different fields to be able to find where they see themselves going in the future.
And let's talk about the instructors. Could you give me some insight on that? What type of instructor? Where are you getting these? I mean, this is a very special, some of these classes are very advanced level. We've got some highly qualified instructors in this program.
We certainly do. So we have instructors who have taught at the college level, who have worked in the industries, who are coming with college experience, college level experience, but also experience in the industries in which they're teaching. So like our healthcare science teacher, she currently is a licensed EMT and on the weekends works at Grady Hospital. So when she's talking to the students about what they need to be successful in that field, she's talking from immediate relevancy and immediate experience. So our teachers are trained by the College Board. They're trained by the state of Georgia. They're certified in their areas. They attend ongoing professional development that makes them experts in their field.
And I know one of the components of the program is, the ability to work with other technology, organizations and businesses to enhance the quality of the STEM program. Why don't you talk to us about that?
Sure, Portia. So again, Lithia Springs High School is, to my knowledge, the only nationally certified STEM program in the state of Georgia. We're actually going through a recertification year this year as we speak.
The STEM program at Lithia Springs High School, they have several relationships with industries and technology programs throughout the nation. Why don't you tell us about that and how it benefits students?
Thank you again, and my apologies, but when you talk about some of the partnerships and how we are seeking to not only gain our reaccreditation at the national level, part of that is based off of the partnerships that we have. We are in conversation this year with Sutherland Volkswagen as well as Georgia Power to bring them on as partners and part of our STEM board as well. We have partnerships with Google and Georgia Tech, just to name a few. We have partnerships with others that Ms. Melanor will tell you about that have been long-standing since the genesis of our STEM magnet program as well. And these partnerships allow for the students to have that real-world work experience. It allows them to actually go in and see some of the careers that are available to them when they reach the point in time to be able to enter into that career.
Okay. And was there anything else you wanted to add?
Just our partnerships are a very important piece of our program. We rely on our partners to guide our instruction, to guide our curriculum, to help us make sure that our students are workforce ready. And so, when we partner with Google, when we partner with Dr. Russo with Douglasville Wellness and Chiropractic, when we partner with Greystone Power, we're looking for opportunities for them to not only partner by providing opportunities for our students, but to partner with our curriculum, getting into the classroom, helping us identify real world problems that our students can solve. And so that's one of the ways that we impact that relevancy with our students that Mr. Joshua talked about, is keeping the curriculum relevant by having people come in and say, this is a problem we have right now. How would you solve it? And letting the students work in those environments and on those problems to provide real world solutions.
Okay. And before I ask you, Principal Joshua, about who you think would be a good fit for the program, I'd like to ask you first, Peyton, why don't we talk about the academic rigor of the program, like studying, the type of things that students would want to know, how much studying, and they want to know how hard the program is.
Well, it comes down to you're going to earn college credits. So what does it take to be a college student? What does it take to earn college credits? You're not going to show up in class without a notebook and think you're just going to absorb it all and walk out and make an A on the test. You've got to be a conscientious student who's going to take notes, who's going to study at night, who's going to do the reading, who's going to stay up on the work. But at the same time, if you are engaged in your classes, it's going to come naturally because it's going to be something that you're interested in. It's going to be something that triggers your want to know more. And so we're looking for those students who are passionate. And if you listen to last year's podcast, you'll recall that I talk a lot about passion. But when you're doing something that you're passionate about, it's going to come easy.
So it's not necessarily just being good or being straight A students. You also want them to have a passion
Absolutely.
for the sciences as well.
Absolutely.
Okay? And Principal Joshua, your opinion, who do you think is a good fit for this program?
So I love that question because first and foremost, this is my second year at Lithia Springs High School. So last year, I will be honest and say, really wasn't sure. And then this year, it morphs. And it morphs because of COVID. We're in the midst of COVID, and that's the elephant in the room. So in the midst of COVID, we don't have the test scores being one of the main indicators as they have been in previous years. So when I think about who's a good fit, when I think about who's eligible, I want everyone to know that if you're an 8th grade student, if you're a 9th grade student, and you may be out of county listening to this podcast right now, and you are interested in a STEM education, consider Lithia Springs High School, number one. Everyone is eligible to apply to be part of the Lithia Springs High School Magnet Program. If you're an 8th grader currently here in the Douglas County school system, if you're out of county and you perhaps feel like you can get your student over to Lithia Springs High School, there are avenues to go about applying to be part of the Magnet, but first and foremost, applying to be a student in the Douglas County school system, and then giving the Magnet program consideration. I believe that the Magnet program that we offer at Lithia Springs High School is really and truly designed for that inquisitive student, that student that seeks to work with other individuals in a collaborative environment, that individual that seeks to see the relevancy immediately in what they're learning and how it can impact the future, that individual that has that technology slant about themselves, whether it's from a science standpoint or computer science or engineering standpoint. I think about our robotics club that we offer. You know, that's a hands-on, collaborative, competitive environment. So if those are some of the attributes, some of the adjectives that describe you as a student that may be listening, or even a parent of a student that may be listening, then the Lithia Springs High School Magnet program is for you. I also want to take it just a little step further because I did mention while we may not be placing the emphasis on test scores that we have in years past, what we are really placing an emphasis on this year are student grades, teacher recommendations, and the student interviews. Again, a lot of students in the midst of COVID, you know, those go-getters that were able to stay connected and utilize the Chromebooks and interact with their teachers through Google Classroom seamlessly may be a good fit for the Lithia Springs High School Magnet program. And then I would imagine that student would have a solid teacher recommendation as well. So we are really excited about the interviewing process and having an opportunity to get to know the students better and see how they go about talking about what it is they want to get out of this education.
And where could they get more information about this application process?
The Douglas County Schools website has information about all of the magnet programs, but we also have our website. Obviously, you can go to the school's official website, but we also have a STEM site. It's lshsstem.com, lshsstem.com. All of the information about the application process will be there as far as the deadlines and how to sign up for an interview, how to submit your application, information about our information sessions. That's a lot of information right there, Portia. But, how to log in. We have a virtual information session and we have an in-person information session. So how to sign up for those, how to participate in those, that will be included on the school website.
And what's the most important and most critical date that we've got coming up next?
The next date is November 2nd at 7 p.m. That's our virtual meeting. And then November 11th at 6:30 will be our in-person meeting. And then the deadline that everybody needs to be aware
The biggie.
of. The big deadline, because there are no late applications accepted. There is no give on this. It is December 13th. That is a Monday, and that is for all the magnet programs in the district. That is a district-wide deadline, and it is firm.
That is a hard deadline.
That is absolutely a hard deadline.
No wiggle room.
Sometimes we have a little wiggle room on deadline. Oh, okay, but this is not one of those deadlines. We need to
not.
make sure that it is put on our calendars in bold, big letters, that we need to have everything submitted.
You have to have everything submitted, and that includes everything that Principal Joshua just mentioned. Okay, so again, we've got that firm deadline that Ms. Milner just mentioned. That date is, you've got some time to get everything in.
Yes.
But I'm so glad that we got all this information out there about the Lithia Springs High School STEM Magnet Program. We hope that everyone will research the program some more. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to Lithia Springs High School. Peyton, tell them again what your role is there at Lithia Springs High School and how you could be of support to them if they have any questions.
Absolutely. I'm one of the administrators, but I'm also over the STEM program. I'm the STEM coordinator, and I love to answer emails. I love to take phone calls. I love to interact with our parents in our community, so any questions they have, they can absolutely send my way, and we will make sure that they have any information that they are seeking.
All right, and if you have any questions about the Douglas County School System, be sure to log on to our website, dcssga.org. Thank you so much for joining us today for Pursuit of Excellence. I am your host, Portia Lake. If you have any more information, if you need any more information about the Douglas County School System, again, be sure to visit our website, dcssga.org. Thank you.